Hello and welcome to another video. So today we're taking a look at some Aggro Blood. This one is similar to most Aggro Blood decks, although this one is a fair bit more aggressive with the goblins and the demonic strikes, Dance of Death, and just having only a top end of a Carabosse. It leaves it being quite aggressive. You're basically pushing damage with every single card here. About the only one that doesn't push damage is Pure Hearted Singer, which you're only running one of as just an extra draw card. It fits quite nicely because having 4 3-drops is just kind of a sweet spot in this deck. So having that one Pure Hearted for that extra draw to pull something, while at the same time Bahamut doing a similar job, pulling cards from your deck to your hand. It's just a great little tech to have in this deck. So we'll check out a couple of games and get right to it. So our first game is against the God-Forsaken Forest deck. What a pain in the ass those decks are.
Time to get started. Time for me to prove myself.
And of course, Forest being basically top win rate, usage rate, it's fairly consistent. Aggro Forest, OTK Roach, Neutral Forest just all seem to be doing quite well in some kind of form. We start with a pretty average hand, not looking too great. But the Summon Bloodkin does give us a chance to flood the board early, which is the kind of plays I like. That May, played on 1, shows me they don't have any decent turn 1 plays. So following Urias down that path is perfectly fine. Of course, little tiny fairy whispers. Gonna be an absolute nightmare to deal with. But we do have the chance to just clear this board up, set up early. Once we build the board against Forest, it's not too hard to roll them over. It's just a matter of making sure that that early game is taken care of so that you can go face. Luckily, Snarling Chain's is going to work great against this 2-3, while at the same time pinging just that little bit of damage we need. And go wide on the board so they can't deal with it early. Turn 5 I believe would be Will of the Forest, which isn't a huge risk because they don't tend to play it at the moment, so going wide doesn't really hurt. They do decide to clear up that Urias, which does leave my 2-2 on the board for now. And next turn we should be able to keep going wide, which will be great. These little bats are absolutely adorable. Look at them with their little face mask things on. Or little hats. So, getting a nice solid push of damage, dealing a 9 total for that turn. Setting up a nice double Ambling Wraith plus any 1-drop on this board here would be really good. So they're going to get to do a little bit of damage. They're going to clean up 4 things. Guaranteed to leave at least 1, meaning that my Ambling Wraith plus whatever they leave evolved will give me a lethal. Which is just awesome. Poor Bloodwolf and poor Bahamut. They did their work. And Snarling Chain is just giving us another way to go for it if we want to. So a solid push, double ambling, giving us a nice solid lethal. Game over. So we follow up Forest with the sword coming up next. And of course it had to be Lancer with his giant rod. So our hand's pretty good. I mean, the Carabosse is probably the only card we don't want because it's a little too heavy for Aggro Blood. You really want to be getting those early game plays. But the Ambling, Urias and the Razorry all fit nicely into our hand now. And a Vania just for good measure. Going first, always a good advantage in playing Blood, especially when you do have that Ambling on 1. But Perseus a little bit difficult to deal with, but not too big a threat right now. And since we have Snarling Chains, we should be able to deal with any major threats in the next couple turns. Which, Bladed Hedgehog, perfect target for that Snarling Chain. We'll be able to pick up the kill on that. And it's adorable Hedgehog with his little blade, he's nibbling away. So just pinging those little bits of damage for that early game. Unfortunately, the push they're going to have to make here is pretty bad for them. And that Bahamut really helps me out. Do decide to get rid of their commander just in case. We don't want any commander combo shenanigans going on in this game. Plus we can just play out ripped Bahamut. While also forcing them to have to use Urius. So they have to play something to avoid it. So they do a lot of trading here. Not bad for me. We got Vania, which is perfect. Even better, we draw a Summon Bloodkin. Getting that couple extra pins is always important. Plus Vania just seems to love her little bats. So we get to pick up this 3-4 quite easily. And close out the game pretty nicely. They obviously couldn't deal with that. Now our last game for this quick video is going to be a dragon. A Grandmaster dragon at that. So we get a solid start. These are the kind of cards you're looking for. Anything from your 1 to 2 drop range, preferably a 1 drop range in your opener, which is why you're running goblins, amblings, and the other 1 drop. Well, I've just completely blanked on her name. But that's fine. We do have the ambling, solid 1, deal 1. We can follow up with Urius, especially against Dragon, where they're probably not going to have anything, especially going second. So we get to attack. Do go for the pure-hearted, just because I want that extra draw, because we're lacking any kind of curve from here on, especially for turn 4. Demonic Strike just isn't going to be good enough. But that Bloodkin's going to come in handy. We're going to be able to make a really solid push this turn. Not playing the Urius just because I don't want it to die to the Bane and I don't want to have to ram into the Bane yet. So just being able to trade to the face is going to be the best option I've got. Plus I get my cute little Blood Wolf. He's so adorable. They do use the Blazing Breath pickup though. So they're going to get a pretty nice cleanup on this board. Lucky for me, it's not too big a loss. Especially now that we picked up Snarling Chains, which clears that 3-3 really easily. And we'll just gain a little bit of draw. So we can pick up this 3 damage, go for ace with it. Put him to 9. Anything they play pretty much Urius is going to have a decent time with because of the damage. And it forces them to have to remove Urius, which is a good way for them to waste this turn. And I should have a pretty nice chance at using either Demonic Strike, Dance of Death, or just Summon Bloodkin and go wide with it. But Razorite closes out this game, that pickup being the answer to all my problems. And allowing Urius, the trader of the blood of the Sky Knights, to just ram the face consistently. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Aggro Blood's still one of my favorite decks. If you want to play this, you can find the link in the description below, along with any other important links like joining Discords if you want some guys to chat about Shadowverse with. You can also subscribe to the channel, hit that like button for more content, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.